oftentimes the first go is the best go on burden, because your fingers just feel the freshest, you know. So I pull on, and then I do the move, which for me is pretty high percentage, but it's the hardest move. You can only do it like so many times, and I do it, and then my feet kick out, and then when they're kicking back in, I hit the pad and I dab, and I feel the dab, and I know that I dab. My brain's just like, fuck it, like I'm gonna take the top because why not? You know, like I don't think I'll do the move anyways. For me, the crux from the bottom was the last move, which is like a hard like one move 11 or 12. Yeah, so I'm just like just keep climbing, and I feel so good. Like my body feels so fresh. Like I'm hitting every hold perfectly, and then I go for the last move and I stick it for the first time ever from the bottom. Otherwise, I would have sent prior. And yeah, I take the top out and I feel nothing. I just like there's just nothing going on. I don't feel any release of like adrenaline or psych, nothing. I'm just like, I didn't send. In fact, I feel bad. I'm like, fuck, I have to do this again. Like,
You seemed so chill in the video because like Yannick's filming, right? I think, and like
yeah,
you
yeah,
you hit the kind of the rail, like the last you hit that last crux move, and then you kind of just bounce out to the right. And he's like, "You dabbed," and you're like, "I know," and you just kind of chuckled, and I was like, "Oh my god, this guy's mindset is just so cold right now." But I'm sure there's a million emotions happening at that point.
yeah. No, I had dialed in the cold mindset prior to going because that's what I needed, you know. But yeah, you get up there and you're like, I sent, but I didn't send. Like, what the hell? Like, I sent, but I didn't send. Like, and then I got down and I was like, in my mind, I was like, I have to do this again right now or go home having done the boulder but not having done it. And like, I don't know if I can go back. Like, I just don't know if I can do that to myself. Like, I don't know. It just, you know, that's like the worst feeling, like having done it, but yeah, having to do the entire process over again,
Right.
you know?
So
And I was like, this was the moment. Like the first try, like when I felt the best, like now I feel a little bit tired, you know, like my fingers don't feel great, and also just like the mental weight of having sent but not being able to take it. It's so immense when you're projecting something so hard, you know.
all right, y'all. Just want to take a quick break in this conversation with Noah to talk about my climbing for a second here because I'm no Noah Wheeler, but I just had a huge breakthrough. I went from V4 to V8 in under a year. And it's not because I found some secret training protocol that changed everything. The biggest change was becoming far more intentional with everything I did around my training and my climbing. Setting clear goals, reflecting after sessions, following structured training from super smart coaches, including Noah's coach, Coach Charlie Schreiber, who's in the app here, and working on the mental side of climbing, not just the physical side. Stacked together, all those things helped me to break through a huge plateau and send my hardest thing ever. Let's go. Look, if you just kind of want to mess around, then Intentional Climber probably isn't for you. But if you are a busy climber and you've got some serious goals, you want to progress, you want to break through plateaus like I did, then I think this app is going to deliver results. And you can try it for free. No obligation for 14 days, totally for free. That link is right down there. And if you use code STRUGGLE when you're signing up, you also will unlock a secret deal, a 6-week stronger finger training program from Coach Chris Hampton. So that's like a $99 value right there. All of that's for free. Hit that link and give it a shot. Let's get back to this conversation with Noah.
Like already the crux for me was doing Burden of Dreams. Like the idea of this Burden of Dreams was, yeah, like hard for me. Going to the last move, which is really hard, and then I think like it enters my conscience that I might almost send Burden of Dreams and I just can't do the move. I'm inaccurate, like I'm not dialed in. But now like there's this extra weight that was way heavier having done the climb, you know, and knowing I had to redo it. And so basically I did the same mental processes that I did before I sent or before I dab sent, to kind of clear my mind. And I was just like, I have no choice but to just like relax, like do some breathing, and repeat the exact same process, you know, and like trust that I am strong enough. And I knew I was, you know.
Did you send it second go after that?
No, so I did it. I was like, I still feel really good. And then, but my mentally I wasn't there. I pull on like a few minutes later, like 5 minutes later. Don't do the first move. I totally missed the first move, and I'm like, fuck, I might be fucked. I might be screwed. Like, I'm like, this is bad. Like, I can't do the first move.
Dude.
And I'm like, okay, I'll rest like 10 minutes, and I rest 10 minutes. I have a good go after that where I fall on the last move again, and I'm like, okay, like I feel okay. I have like one or two more goes left, and then I send the go after that. I rest 15 minutes, and I pull on, feel good, and yeah, I send, and then when I get to the top, like my pointer finger is like just bleeding, like I'm split, I'm super split, like it was like that was the last go. That was
Yes.
the last go I could do it, you know.
Dude, let's go. Let's go. You sent Burden twice in a session. And by all accounts, I don't know how you feel about this, but a lot of the comments when you posted the good link video, which was just oh God, such a cold caption. You when you dab, you kind of your foot comes in and it like just kind of like kicks a little bit the Asana blubber that you had like right on top there. And a lot of the people were saying, hey, that actually probably made it harder because it halted the momentum that you had coming back into the wall.
If you're on the come in on that swing, the right hand's like pretty decent. At least if you have the left hand pretty well, and so that's never really the crux for me. If you have it really dialed, for some people that is actually quite hard, but for me it didn't. I don't think it made a difference either way, honestly. The only thing that made a difference was when I dabbed, it takes the pressure off completely to send, and it's just like I'm just going to the top, so I can do a good lick. You know, I can dial it in, and
Right.
so they made it easier, I would say, just mentally, you know. But they made it way harder to actually send. So that's kind of how it was. Um,
Yes, dude.
yeah, it wasn't like physically. I didn't feel a difference. I would say either way.